Okay, why is obligation very important in the field of dentistry? It's because, class, the moment the patient comes to you and asks for your dental advice, and then you do something, no? You do something dun sa kanyang oral cavity, you consented. That is already an obligation. Okay? May obligasyon ka na to fulfill that standard of care necessary for the treatment or necessary for the fulfillment of your obligation, your legal obligation to provide quality dental care. That is your obligation to your patients, or to be very specific, your legal obligation to your patients. Okay? Yung pagbibigay ninyo ng quality dental care or oral health care or treatment or surgery or operation or whatever things that you do doon sa oral cavity ng isang tao, that is a legal obligation to your patients. And when you do not fulfill, when you fail to fulfill that very obligation, then you will be held liable under the law. And in what form? Pwedeng criminal, pwedeng civil, pwedeng administrative. Kasi yun yung obligasyon ninyo. That is your primary duty. And di ba, remember sa Code of Ethics ninyo, Article 1, Section 1, your primary duty is, what is your primary duty? Giving professional service or serving the public by giving professional service to the best of your capabilities in accordance with established standards of care. Meron tayong standard ng care. So kapag hindi nyo yun na-meet sa pasyente ninyo, then you can be charged with either civil, criminal, or administrative case. Okay? Naintindihan, class? Okay, kasi di ba lahat tayo, pinanganak tayo na lahat meron tayong rights and responsibilities. Rights, duties, responsibilities, and obligations. Pagkapanganak pa lang natin, meron na tayong mga karapatan. Okay? And when we interact with other people, may karapatan tayo, sila may karapatan din. Ngayon, kung yung karapatan na yun na-violate mo, then you are held liable. In this case, may karapatan ka bilang dentista to treat your patients properly, correct? And to give them the best dental care they could ever have. And the patient also has the rights, no, different rights. Ngayon, kung na-violate mo yun, dahil may legal obligation ka, then you will be held liable. Yun yung konsepto, class, ng obligation sa dental practice. Naiintindihan natin? So we have what we call the dentist-patient relationship. Diba? Meron tayong dentist-patient relationship. Meron tayong physician-patient relationship. Meron tayong lawyer-client relationship. Diba? Okay. Or attorney-client relationship. So, merong nabubuo, class. Ito, this is already a legal obligation. Ano ang obligation mo dun sa pasyente? Bigyan mo siya ng standard of care, no? Ano ba yung standard of care? Yung, at best, no, quality care, no, quality oral health care or dental care. Okay, now, under the law, what is an obligation? Ano ibig sabihin natin ng obligation, class? Sabi, under Article 1156, obligation is the juridical necessity to give, to do, or not to do. Very simple. It's a simple sentence. Mga simple sentence lang siya. Okay. Obligation is a juridical necessity to give, to do, or not to do. Okay. And if you are a dentist, what do you give? What do you do? What do you not do? Okay, yun yung obligation. Again, pag sinabi natin obligation, we're talking about legal obligation. Okay? Dahil sa legal obligation na yan, nagkikreate yan class ng 4 na elemento. Tama? There are 4 elements of an obligation. Number 1, we have the active subject. We have the passive subject. We have the object or the prestation. And of course, number 4, it's the juridical tie or the legal tie. Okay? So ito class yung 4 na elemento ng obligation. Ano yung active subject? Ang active subject class o yung tinatawag nating creditor, meron po ba kayong ganito? Wala. O yung creditor, o ito meron, okay. Meron tayong tinatawag na active subject o yung creditor. Sino si creditor class? Si creditor yung who has the right to demand the fulfillment of the obligation. So in this case class, in a dentist-patient relationship, who is the active subject? Sino yung may right to demand the fulfillment of an obligation? The patient. Very good. So the active subject is the patient. Siya ngayon ang tinatawag nating creditor. Okay? Naiintindihan class? Now, meron tayong tinatawag na passive subject o yung tinatawag nating debtor. Okay. Sino si debtor? He is the one who has the duty to fulfill the obligation. In this case, in a dentist-patient relationship, who is the passive subject? The dentist. Okay, now, meron tayong tinatawag na object or prestation. The object or prestation class is the very object or the very thing that is the subject of the obligation. Ano ba yung subject of obligation between the dentist and the patient? It's the service. It's the quality service, quality dental care. Okay, yun. The dental services. Okay, yung pagbubunot, bunot services, papasta ng ngipin, pa-whitening, pa-veneers, pa-oral surgery, yun yung object or prestation natin. Okay? Now, we have juridical tie or legal tie. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng tie? Tie, yellow ribbon. Ano yung tie? Tali, di ba? Tali. Di ba kapag yung tali, yung end tsaka yung end, pag pinagsama mo, di ba, nagbabind sila? Ganun din yun. So, if we have a creditor who is the patient, who pays for your services, and then we have here the debtor or the dentist, okay, who has the duty to provide you the dental services, and then the very object of the obligation is the dental services, then ano yung nagbabind between the dentist and the dentist and the patient? What binds them? It's the contract. Okay? Kontrata yung nagbabind sa kanila dito. Okay? Class, contract and obligation are not the same. Okay? Obligation is the umbrella term. Okay? Siya yung umbrella term. Okay? Kaya nga law on obligations and contracts. So, obligation is the umbrella term. And then, what are the sources of obligation? Saan yung source ng obligation? Saan natin yan nakukuha? Yun actually yung juridical or legal tie. Eh ano ba yung sources of obligation natin, class? Merong 5, correct? Uy. May sources of obligations tayo. May 5 under Article 1157. Okay, we have those that arise from law. Those obligations that arise from contracts. Those obligations that arise from quasi-contracts. Okay? And then, those that arise from from delicts or acts or omissions punishable by law. Correct? Uy. Acts and omissions punishable by law. And then we have the quasi-debits. Okay. Ito po, these are the sources of obligations. That's why, class, obligation is the umbrella term. No? At saan manggagaling yung obligasyon na yon? Dito sa limang ito. So, saan nanggaling yung obligasyon ni dentist doon sa pasyente? Nanggaling iyon sa kontrata. Sa kontrata yun nanggaling. Okay, bakit? Kasi the moment that the patient comes to you and asks for dental advice, and then you consent to giving advice, then that is already a contract. Kontrata na yun. Bakit? Ano ba ibig sabihin natin ng kontrata, class? When we say contract, it is actually the meeting of the minds between two parties whereby one party is obliged himself with another. Okay? So, meeting of the minds ang kontrata, class. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng meeting of the minds? Ibig sabihin, yung mind ng pasyente, yung mind ni dentista, nagtagpo. Parang ano lang yan, ano nga tawag doon? Yung galing kang north, galing kang south, tapos mag-meet halfway kayo. Okay? O, di ba? Ano ang meeting ang meet halfway ba ng north tsaka south? SM? Alaba? Hindi ba SM Mega Mall? Di ba? Malayo ba? Okay. From Cavite to north, di ba? Okay. Anyway, o Glorieta na lang, di ba? So, yun yung ibig sabihin. Tandaan nyo lang yung class, no? Ang kontrata, nag-meet yung minds ng dalawang parties. Si creditor at saka si debtor. O baka isipin nyo, creditor, di ba sa mga utang-utang lang yan? Debtor, utang-utang. Di ba ang obligation, utang-utang yan? Hindi. Okay, hindi yun, class, ha? Okay. Ang tawag lang natin doon, creditor. Creditor is the one who has the right, okay, to demand the fulfillment of the obligation. And the debtor is the one who has the duty to fulfill the obligation. Okay, in this case, class, in the dentist-patient relationship, the dentist is the debtor and the patient is the creditor. Okay, naiintindihan? Kasi pagpasok ni pagpasok ni pasyente, bayad, tama? Tama. O dahil nagbayad siya, si dentista, mag-a-act siya as the debtor. Kasi nagbayad ako, yung bayad ko dapat commensurate dun sa serbisyo. Naiintindihan ko. Okay, so, sir, di ba? Pag pumunta yung pasyente dun sa dentista, wala namang kontrata. Okay, wala namang kontratang pinipirmahan. Okay. I have to correct that. Not all contracts, okay, not all contracts should be in the form of writing. Meron tayong tinatawag na oral contracts. Bakit? Pag bumili ba kayo sa 7-Eleven, pumipirma pa kayo? Hindi, di ba? Pag bumili ka kay ate dyan sa harapan, dyan sa Jolly Chip, pumipirma ba kayo? Hindi. But you know what, class? That is a contract. Contract of sale. Akala lang ng iba, class, no? Actually, all of our activities as humans involve contract. Bakit? Pumasok kayo ng CEU, there is already a contract. CEU as the debtor and you as the creditor. Okay? Nag-angkas ka. That is a contract of transportation. Nag-jeep ka. That is a contract of transportation. Bumili ka sa Jollibee. That is a contract of sale. Okay? Akala lang kasi ng iba yung contract of deed of sale, deed of donation, yung gano'n. Pag humiram ka ng anything sa kaklase mo or kahit na sino, that is a contract. That is a contract of comodatum. Diba? Pag humiram ka ng pera, that is a contract of mutuum or simple loan. Contract of loan. So, almost all our ang tawag nito, activities no, involve contract. Ganyan ka-importante ang knowledge sa kontrata. Not all contracts have to be in writing. Okay? The civil code class only provides for different contracts that have to be in writing, otherwise they are invalid, no? Say for example, pag bumili ka ng tawag nito, ng lupa, bumili ka ng condo, so mga real properties, it has to be in writing. Okay? Pero kapag bumili ka lang dyan sa may 7-Eleven, kailangan mo pa ba ng kontrata? Hindi na. Kasi nga, ang kontrata class, not all contracts have to be in the form of writing. Naintindihan? Meron lang certain contracts no, na very specific ang civil code na itong mga kontratang ito dapat nasa papel. Kasi class, kung lahat ng kontrata nasa papel, ano yun? Pag bibili ka sa 7-Eleven, wait lang po, pila lang kayo, pipirman muna kami ng kontrata, contract of sale. Hindi pwedeng ganun. O kaya magsasakay ka ng jeep, sasakay ka ng bus, sasakay ka ng FX, ng Grab, ng Joyride, ng Move It. Wait lang po sir, pirmahan muna tayo ng kontrata bago ka sumakay. Hindi. O naiintindihan niyo class? Not all contracts have to be in writing. Okay?
Good morning.
Ano na yun?
Good morning.
Alarm na. Okay. Aalis na ba ako? Akala ko, pinapaalis ko na ako eh. Okay. So, naiintindihan class? Okay. Let's go back to obligation. So, obligation, yung juridical necessity na ito, no? What is this juridical necessity? It is actually the juridical tie. Okay? Iyan yung nagbabind doon sa dalawang tao. Okay? Para i-fulfill nila yung kanilang rights, i-fulfill yung kanilang obligations. Okay? Yung legal obligations nila. Okay? Naintindihan? Okay. So, to give what? To give a thing. Diba? In a contract of sale. To give a thing. Tama?
Yes.
Tama. Bumili ka ng spaghetti. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh. Bumili ka ng lupa. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay? To give a thing. Okay? Or, to do service. Yung sa inyo, service. Tama? Okay. So, to do a service yan. Or, not to do a service. Kasi may mga bagay na, sa kontrata, wag mo itong gawin na. Say for example, you enter into a contract. A enters into a contract with B, contracting service firm. Sabi niya, tayuan mo ako ng three-story building. Pero dun sa third building, third floor, dapat walang CR doon. Gusto ko ang CR nasa second floor. Nilagyan mo ng CR doon sa second floor, sa third floor. Di ba sabi nga, not to do yun eh. Huwag mong gawin yun. Ang nakalagay sa kontrata, huwag mong gawin. Huwag kang gumawa ng CR doon sa third floor. Gumawa ka ng CR sa third floor. Not to do nga. Do you get the point? Okay, so, now the question is, we have to do and not to do. Why don't we have not to give? Why don't we have not to give? Meron tayong to do. Meron tayong to do. Meron tayong negative and positive. To do and not to do. Meron tayong positive na to give. Ano to ha? This is the legal definition of obligation. Legal obligation. So, to give. But walang not to give? Because not to give is already not to do. Okay? So, that's it. Okay, now. So, alam na natin yan ha, ang active subject, si creditor, the one who has the right to demand. Okay? So, pag kayo sumakay ng movie, okay, who is the creditor? The passenger, correct? Who is the debtor? The driver. What is the object or prestation? Transportation service, correct? Okay. And not only transportation service, yung service, ano yun? Dapat you will be transported safely. Alam mo na transportation sa, oo, sige, ipupunta ka lang dun sa CEU, okay lang na masagasaan ka. Hindi pwede. Diba? The object or prestation in the contract of transportation class is you will be transported safely and soundly. Correct? Okay, yun yung prestation at object. Okay, now, what is the juridical type? Contract. Tama? Pag bumili ka dyan sa 7-Eleven, that is a contract also. Now, bumili ka ng, say for example, C2. Okay? Who is the creditor? Who is the creditor?
Yung bumili. Buyer.
The buyer, right? Okay, the buyer. And the debtor is the seller. Okay. So, and then the object or prestation, C2. Okay, and then the juridical tie or legal tie, contract. Contract of sale kasi. Naintindihan? Okay, now, sa contract of sale of a real property, say for example, condominium unit. Okay, who is the debtor? Who is the debtor? The real estate company, correct? Okay, and then the creditor, the buyer. Okay, and then the object, the condominium unit. And then the juridical tie, contract. Okay, naiintindihan na. Clear tayo? Okay, sige. Your contract with CEU. Who is the debtor? CEU. Because CEU. Because we have the duty to provide you the object, which is quality education. Okay? And then, ba't kayo natatawa? Oo, na quality education. Am I not the embodiment of quality education? Charing! Okay. Okay. So, and then the contract or the juridical tie is a contract. Pero di ba wala kayong pinirmahan? Di ba wala? Wala naman kayong pinirmahan. Pero kontrata yun. Kontrata yun. Okay? Wala kayong pinirmahan na okay, mag-e-enroll ako sa CEU. Diba? Because implied na doon sa pagbabayad nyo ng tuition, diba, na kayo ay mag-enroll. So, kontrata na iyon. The fact that you have the COM, that's already a proof of a contract, of the contract. Naintindihan? Clear tayo? Okay. So, yan yung 4 elements. Now, sabi natin kanina, merong sources. May pinanggagalingan ng obligation. Saan ang gagaling ang obligation? Pwedeng sa batas. Okay? Example, yung obligation to pay taxes. That legal obligation is derived from law. According to taxation code. Di ba? Na kailangan magbayad ka ng buwis. Your obligation to pay indirect taxes through VAT, value-added tax. Bakit? Kasi sinabi ng VAT law, magbayad yung mga consumer. Di ba? Di ba pag pumunta kayo ng Jollibee, bumili kayo ng Jollibee, Starbucks, ng 7-Eleven, pag tinignan nyo yung resibo, meron doon VAT, 12%. Kasi nga, that is a legal obligation under law. Okay. Paano kapag meron ka ng anak? You have the legal obligation to support or provide your child with support because that is a legal obligation under the law, particularly under the Civil Code and Family Code. Otherwise, if you will abandon your obligation to support your child or your children for that matter, then you might get imprisoned kapag sa lalaki because of anti-violence against women and their children. Okay? Naintindihan? Clear tayo. Tandaan ha, ang nakalagay, anti-violence against women and their. Sinong there yan? Uy, women! Ano ba? Diyos ko, Lord! Kaninong anak? Ito! Di, syempre yung mga women sila yan. Uy, class. Pronoun antecedent agreement, di ba? Yung pronoun nyo dapat nag-a-agree, di ba, doon sa antecedent, correct? Eh, ano ba antecedent? Women. O so dapat nag-a-agree. O kung woman lang yan, ano dapat ito? Her. Ay, sus, ano to English grammar? Gusto niyo bang umattend sa English class ko? Kaya nga tinawag na there. Okay, baka kasi kung sino-sinong anak pala, di ba? Mali mo, di ba? Kaya yung woman, no, at saka yung kanyang anak. Ayan. So, kapag hindi ka nagbayad, no, o di may may obligasyon ka kasi sinabi ng batas. Okay? So, that's under the law. Naintindihan? So, may obligation tayo, no, under the law, okay, to provide, to pay our taxes for fathers, no, to pay, to support their children financially. Okay? And for parents, they are obliged to take care of their children financially, morally, emotionally, mentally. Okay? So, yung obligation na yon ay nag-a-arise dahil sinabi ng batas. Naintindihan? Clear? Oh, another example. Pag magtatayo ka ng business, okay, may obligation ka to register your business because the law says that when you establish business, you have to register. Okay, nakagraduate na kayo, naging dentista na kayo, you want to establish your own clinic. Of course, your obligation is to register your dental clinic because the law says that you have to register. Otherwise, bogus yung dental clinic mo. And you also have to pay taxes. And you also have to register in the BIR. Kailangan may TIN ka. Tax identification number. Yung clinic mo. Kasi kailangan magbayad. Okay, naintindihan? And also, as professionals, we are obliged, no, kapag kayo naging dentista na kayo, you are obliged to pay professional tax. Magbabayad tayo ng professional tax. Magkano ang professional tax? 300 pesos. Ako, every year yan. Ako, nagbabayad ako sa Makati ng tax ko every year ng professional tax. Lahat yan ng professional. Under the PRC, lahat yun, mga registered na yan. If you're going to practice your profession, you need to pay professional tax o yung tinatawag nating PTR, professional tax. Naintindihan? So, yung mga obligasyon na yun, class, it arises from batas o law. Okay? Now, the second one, class, no, the source ng obligation ay kontrata. And what is a contract? It's the meeting of the minds whereby one is obliged to render some service with respect to the other. Okay? So, kontrata. And sabi nga natin, wala naman dun sa definition ng contract na dapat oral or written. Okay? Kasi kung i-written natin lahat yan, magugulo ang buhay natin. Kasi magpapapirma kayo lagi. Okay? Tama? Diba? Hindi. Okay, so, hindi kaya nga ang contract is just meeting of the minds. Eh ano ba? Ano ba yung important element ng meeting of the minds? Consent. Consent. Because, under contract class, meron yan 3 elements ang contract. Tama? May 3 elements. Kawawa naman yung mga nandito. Lagi lang dito. Dito naman ako. May 3 elements ang contract class. Correct? Ano yung elements na yon? Oh, nilalaro nyo to. COC. Clash of Clans. Consent, object, and cause or consideration. Ito ang element, these are the 3 elements that make up a contract. Without one, there could be no there could be no contract. Okay? So for example, consent. Pag walang consent ng tao, paano magkakaroon ng kontrata? Ayaw nga niya. Ang legal definition ng contract ay meeting of the minds. So paano siya magko-consent? Paano mo bimit yung minds mo kung hindi na nagtutugma yung gusto nyo? Like for example, bilhin mo na itong sapatos ko, hindi ko ito nagagamit. O magkano na lang, friend? 3,000 na lang. Ayoko, 3,000. Pwede ba gawin 1,500? Ay, hindi pwede. O meron bang contract doon? Wala, kasi hindi nga sila nagtutugma. Walang meeting of the minds doon sa price. Naintindihan, class? Okay. So, and then of course, object. Importante ang object. Kaya nga importante din dito, yung prestation, yung object na yan, ay yun. Object prestation. Bakit? The object must be legal. Kailangan dapat legal yung object. Hindi pwedeng maging legal or licit. Hindi pwedeng maging yung object ng kontrata ay illegal or illicit. Like for example, sale of shabu. Shabu is object, correct?
Yes.
But shabu is illegal. Pwede ba yun? Hindi. Magiging invalid o void yung contract. Kaya kailangan dapat ang object natin o yung service natin ay legal or illicit. Naiintindihan? Like for example, dentist and patient relationship. Dito, dentist and patient relationship. Okay. We know that this is in effect a contract, no? Tawag nito, a contract between dentist and patient. And then our object, no? Yung object natin, say for example, yun nga, tawag nito, pasta or tawag nito, bunot ng ngipin. Pero ang ginamit ng dentista ay anesthesia na hindi naman approved ng FDA. Okay? Dahil mas mura ito sa black market. Kunyari lang, no? So, in that case, yung kontrata between dentist and patient, void, tama? But, the dentist is liable. Bakit? Gumamit ka ng equipment or tawag nito ng things, no? For the operation, no? Na hindi naman legal. Okay? Naintindihan? Okay. So, another example. Contract of sale. Bumili ka dyan sa kay Manang, kay ate. Bumili ka ng maruya. Hindi, bumili ka ng spaghetti. Tapos yung spaghetti panis. Is the contract valid? Siyempre hindi. Bakit? Panis eh. Ibabalik yung bayan. Because the contract is invalid. Because the object is illegal. What makes it illegal? Siyempre, magbebenta ka ba ng panis? Siyempre hindi. Illegal yun. Do you get the point? Another. Contract of sale. Ang object ay sapatos. Pero smuggled. Valid? Hindi. Kasi yung object, illegal o illicit. Clear? Another example. Contract of sale, pero kidney. Anong object? Kidney. Dapat ba magbenta ng organs? Hindi pwede. Sa black market, pwede kang magbenta. Gusto mo. Isang ayan, bata. Object of sale, bata. Bawal. Naintindihan na, class? Okay. So, kailangan dapat ang prestation natin lagi ay legal. Yung object natin, yung service, o kaya naman ay yung object, thing, ay legal. Otherwise, yung kontrata natin o yung obligation natin will become invalid or void. Okay, naintindihan? Okay, so that's contract. At ulitin ko, ang kontrata, hindi lahat written. Okay? Ang sabi lang ng batas natin, no, may mga exception na kailangan dapat in writing ang kontrata. For example, contract of sale of a real property. Okay? So, kaya laging naririnig yung DOAS. Naririnig niyo yung DOAS? Yung deed of sale. Oh, naririnig niyo, ba? DOAS. Okay ba? Deed of absolute sale. Yan, yan, DOAS. Ang tawag na, that is a contract of sale of real property. So, contract DOAS. Or, di ba naririnig yung deed of donation? Tama? Uy,
Yes.
donate si donor tsaka si donee. So, contract of donation yan. Yung deed, ang tawag natin dyan, legally, contract. Ano yung tindihan? So, ngayon, tawag dito, doon tayo kunyari sa sabi ko kanina sa inyo, may mga, most of the contracts that we have now, no, ay hindi naman, are not in writing. Kunyari, pag nagpautang ka, that's a contract of loan, correct? O, nagpautang ka ng 100, pinapapir mo pa ba yung klase mo? Di ba hindi? Di ba hindi?
Lubog na sa utak ba? Baka
Okay.
singilin ko kayong tatlo sa ano.
So, pero,
Post and form.
pero kapag umutang na yan ng 10,000, kahit ka 10,000, minsan, di ba? Hindi na pinapapirma, di ba? Oo. Kasi, pag ganun, sasabihin nyo,
Kasi certificate.
pag ganun attorney, anong proof namin? Eh, dami pwede maging proof with the advent of digital technology. Kunyari, nag-send ka sa GCash, o yung resibo ng GCash, di ba? Na naman yun? Yung statement of accounts, di ba? That is a proof. Or, baka merong ibang witness na nakarinig o nakakita na binigay mo yung pera. That is already an evidence. Okay, but ang tip ko ay pag napautang kayo, pagpirmahin ninyo. Because, di ba, pera pa rin yan. Pero pag mga lang, 100, wag na.
Hindi po pwede.
Pwede na.
Piso nga, nagkakaano.
Nagkakaanuhan pa pag piso. Okay, o sige.
Kanina tong piso.
Okay, di ba? So, ang contract of sale naman kasi, wala naman niyang
Akin na lang.
tawag ito, pirmahan. Yung
Akin na tayo.
casual lang na utangan.
Bawal
Pero
sa
syempre,
utang.
pag umuta ka sa mga bangko, may syempre, naka-ano
May
yan,
utang ka sa akin,
na
fine.
in writing yan. Okay?
Thank
Donation. Okay? Contract of donation. It will not only be in writing if the value of the thing is less than 5,000 pesos. Okay, less than 5,000. Pero kapag more than 5,000, it has to be in writing and it has to be accepted by the donee. Okay, eto na. Diba sabi natin, donation, diba? Pag less than 5,000, hindi, not in writing, diba? Pero kapag more than 5,000, in writing. O ngayon, kamusta yung mga binigay niyo sa mga boyfriend at girlfriend niyo? Because that is a donation. Okay. Kung less than 5,000 na ibinigay niyo sa boyfriend at girlfriend ninyo, okay lang kasi kahit na hindi, in writing. Pero kapag more than 5,000, make sure nyo lang na you have to execute deed of donation. Kasi kung hindi kayo nag-deed of donation, void yung donation yung binigay nyo sa
Notebook mo.
binigay yung ano pa ba? Damit na more than 5,000, no? Pag pinagsama-sama lahat ng yun. And so, dahil, kaya naisip nila, hala, more than 5K na yung naibigay ko sa kanila. Tapos naghiwalay kami. Ano na mangyayari? Pwede niyong bawiin. Bakit? Kasi nga, hindi kayo nag-execute ng deed of donation dahil more than 5K yun.
Nabawi ko na po, binunutan ko, turn mo lang.
Intindihan?
1 to 10, 15.
So, ayun. Next, may tanong? May tanong? Weird. Sa ano, di ba? Dito naman sa dentist-patient relationship class, actually, wala naman kayong pinapapirmahan. Di ba?
Consent.
Ang kinukuha lang ninyo ay, ano? yung basic information. Tama? But as to contract of services na nakalagay, pirmahan kayo, wala.
Meron po.
Diba? Pag, ano na, yung
Totoong buhay, wala na.
hindi, I mean, ang tawag dito,
School, wala.
pag mga, tawag dito, major operation, di ba? Pero kapag bunot-bunot lang,
Sa amin din
meron na.
Opo.
Eh bakit pag nagpapabunot ako dun sa dentista, walang Ngayon,
Nakapunod ka sa amin.
ano no? Na-scam ako, no? Nag-CU pa naman yun. CU Makati. 2018.
Ah,
Anyway, pero magaling. Dentista.
Magaling din po si Conti.
Sino?
napapirmahin ko po kayo.
At talaga. Lahat ng ano. Inibernal na ba ngayon?
Meron po.
Consent form.
Consent form. Informed consent. Okay. O, pag-aaralan natin yung informed consent sa civil liabilities. Okay. So, tama naman yung gagawin ninyo na may informed consent because mahirap na, no? At ipaliwanag nyo sa kanya kung ano yung mangyayari. Di ba, as a responsible dentist class, dapat ilatag nyo sa kanya yung pros and cons, di ba? And, kasi yung iba, like for example, yung iba, gusto lang
Mabigat lang
gumanda yung
to.
ngipin, so
Pressure
nagpa-veneers.
lang to, ha?
Tapos hindi naman dapat ka-veneer yung teeth. Diba? So, dapat sinasabi rin kung ano yung mangyayari. Okay?
Pressure lang to, ha? Matigas. Medyo mabigat lang, ha?
Okay. Okay. Pakibasa yung case ng Kasumbang versus Corteo. Ano yung sinabi ng Supreme Court about physician-patient relationship? It's a contract, right? Page 2. Page 2. Ano yung sabi ng physician-patient relationship? Could you please read?
Is created when a patient engages the services of a
Okay,
physician.
ito na.
When a patient engages the services of a physician and the latter accepts or agrees to provide care to the patient. The establishment of this relationship is consensual and the acceptance by the physician is
Essential.
The mere fact that an individual approaches a
Physician.
and seeks diagnosis, advice, or treatment does not create the duty of care unless the physician agrees.
Go.
The consent needed to create the relationship does not always need to be expressed. In the absence of an express agreement, a physician-patient relationship may be implied in the physician's affirmative action to diagnose and or treat a patient, or in his participation in such diagnosis and or treatment. The usual illustration would be the case of a patient who goes to a hospital or a clinic and is examined and treated by the doctor. In this case, we can infer, based on the established and customary practice in the medical community, that the patient-physician relationship exists.
Okay. And, yung baba, the above pronouncements.
The above pronouncements of the High Court of the relationship between a physician and the patient squarely apply to a dentist-patient relationship. Hence, an obligation arising from a contract is in place.
Okay. So, dentist-patient relationship is an obligation arising from
A contract.
a contract. Ano ba? Okay, nag-a-arise yung relationship ninyo ng patient arising from a contract. Oh, yung sa boyfriend ninyo, where does that relationship arise from? Love. It arises from love. But your relationship, with your patient arises from contract. Okay, so nakalagay dyan class ha, dapat yung relationship is established by consent. Consensual dapat siya. Si patient nag-agree, si doctor Nag-agree. Si dentista nag-agree. Okay? And so, here, class, it need not be, no, the consent need not be expressed. Sa consent kasi, class, no, may dalawa tayong klase ng consent. Ano yung isa? Express consent, and then the implied consent. Okay. Ano yung sabihin natin ng express consent? Yung sinabi niya, sige, ako na yung magbubunod sa'yo. That's express. Tama? Sinabi niya, very explicit. Okay, sige, umupo ka na dyan. Ako na magbubunod sa'yo. O, patingin ng nga. O, check. Express consent. Tama? Okay. Implied consent is based on the nature of the circumstances. Hindi niya sinabi na ako na ang gagawa sa'yo, but because of the acts, like for example, sige, upo ka na dyan, okay, bayad ka na lang dito. Pero hindi niya sinabi yung oo, or yung express word na yon, but it's implied. Naiintindihan, class? Kasi nakalagay dito, a physician-patient relationship or a dentist-patient relationship may be implied from the physician's or dentist's affirmative action to diagnose or treat a patient, or in his participation in such diagnosis and or treatment. Ayan. So, ang illustration, a patient who goes to a clinic and is examined and treated by the doctor. So, that is already a contract. Naiintindihan? Clear?
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, could you please read the example for, may example para dito, essential requisites and obligation. Page 3, last part. Let us consider the following example. Mr. Uy. Please read. Stel, one of the members.
Still, one of the members of the PPOP group, SB19, seeks the dental services of Dr. Sanchez, a dentist to the celebrities. As such, Dr. Sanchez will provide Stel with a detailed oral treatment plan, such as recommended procedures, costs, and expected outcomes. Here, the passive subject is Dr. Sanchez, also called the debtor. Stel is considered the active subject or the creditor. The object or prestation is the oral treatment plan. Juridical or the legal is the agreement or contract, which is the source of obligation. Suppose Dr. Sanchez had already rendered the dental services to Stel. It was agreed that Stel would pay Dr. Sanchez after the dental procedure. Dr. Sanchez then becomes the active subject, creditor, and Stel the passive subject, debtor. The payment of Stel is the object or prestation, and the juridical tie is the contract.
Okay, so pagbayaran na, bumabaliktad ang role. Tama? Nababaliktad na yung role. Kasi bayaran na eh. Okay. So, who has the right for the payment? The dentist. So, creditor. Tama? Okay. And then, who has the duty or obligation to pay? Patient. So, therefore, nagiging debtor siya. So, bumabaliktad yung role. Okay? Clear tayo? Naiintindihan na? Okay. Good. Okay. Sige. Stop muna tayo. Okay. Get 1-4.
Active, passive, object.
Juridical.
Creditor, debtor.
Juridical tie.
Bagal-bagal lang pala. At baka mabantag ang iyo.
Dahan-dahan Ax, kasi yung ngipin mo, delikado ka.
Huwag masyado masikip.
Kailangan ano lang, lagi ka lang chill. Ah,
Ganyan lang at
ano pa? Ax, sumunod mo papel.
naman may kapapel ka.
Wala lang alagang-alaga si Ax ngayon.
Uy, bakit ang dami ng papel?
Ano kita?
wait lang.
Patient-student relationship.
Legal obligation. Raising Passive subject. Passive subject. Object or first aid. Juridical legal. Passive subject yung patient. Dentist. Active yung patient. Baligtad kasi dito eh. Oo, baligtad nga sa listahan.
Ang bakit ni Ax nagbura.
Yes.
Ano yung passive? Passive. Depor. Passive depor.
Tama, dentist.
Passive depor.
Kasi dito kasi una yung active, passive, ready for active. Punta kasi yung active dito.
Labo pa naman matawa.
Active dentist. And patient.
Patient. Objects. Low contracts. Quiz objects. Explanations. Spanish objects.
Okay. Keep all your gadgets and notes.
Ang ginawa ko. Oh my God. Parang ako nasa board exam.
Okay. Okay, 1 to 5. Ilagay niya yung ganun. Tawag mo. Bracket. Okay, write the legal definition of obligation.
Mali yung inaral ko.
Write the legal definition of an obligation under Article 1156 of the Civil Code. Okay, number 6 to 10. What are the 5 sources of an obligation? 5 sources of an obligation. number 11 to 15. 11 to 14. Okay, 11 to 14. In a dentist-patient relationship, identify the elements of an obligation. In a dentist-patient relationship, identify the four. Who is the blank, what is the blank, and what is the blank. In a patient-dentist relation or dentist-patient relationship, identify the four elements of an obligation. Number 15, 16, and 17. What are the three elements of a contract? What are the three elements of a contract? Number 18 and 19. What are the two types of consent? Two types of consent. Tumingin sa kaklase. Number 20. Write my full name. Oh Lord, kung ano-ano pinagsusulat niyo dun sa ano. Na-check ko na yung papel ninyo kung ano-ano pinagsusulat yung pangalan. Yeah. Hanggat di nyo yung perfect. Oh, huwag lang ito. Tignan pa yung papel ni ano. Tignan yung papel. Okay, pass your paper. Pass your paper. Okay, so for 11 to 14, no? Dentist is the debtor. Okay? And the patient is the creditor or the active. And then the dental services, object or prestation. And then the legal tie. Okay, I'll see you. Ano na pala? Exam na, no? Okay. The exam will only focus on chapter 5. 50 items lang. Awa ko sa inyo. Pero class, you have to prepare for finals because the exam is comprehensive. From chapters 1 to chapter 15. Okay, bye.